Now to some breaking news just in from the Supreme Court. The justices this morning tossing out a case involving now former President Trump and that infamous emoluments clause in the Constitution. I want to bring in now NBC's Pete Williams. Pete, you know, you taught many a lesson on the word emoluments during the former president's term. What does this move by the Supreme Court mean? How did we get here?
It means we're never going to know the answer to the question about whether President Trump's business dealings violated the Constitution. You're right. The president gave the Constitution a good workout, and one of the seldom seen corners of the Constitution was two clauses that said president can't receive emoluments, meaning financial favors, benefits, and so forth, from either foreign governments or states. Now, these were two lawsuits that challenged the president's emoluments clause issue in terms of the ownership of the Trump Hotel just a few blocks from the White House and the Trump International Hotel in New York. Two lawsuits, one filed by the attorneys general of Maryland and the District of Columbia, saying that people who want to curry favor with the president will stay at the Trump Hotel, use it for their convention business, their catering, and so forth, to the disadvantage of district businesses, including the District Convention Center, and that violates the emoluments clause. A separate lawsuit on behalf of restaurants and other businesses in New York, brought by a group called Crew. And the president fought these cases very hard in the lower courts, said, you know, that the lower courts were misunderstanding what emoluments were, that it didn't apply to him, that he wasn't benefiting financially. It was an interesting question, a question of first impression that the courts have never resolved. And now that he's no longer president, the Justice Department said to the Supreme Court, you need to dismiss these cases. They're now moot. The court agreed, but it took one step further. It wiped off the lower court rulings. So there now are on the books no legal issues, no legal opinions on what emoluments are and whether they would apply in a situation like this. So it remains an unresolved question. We'll have to wait until there's another rich guy in the White House who has businesses that potentially could profit him before we'll get the answer to the question.
So that's it, Pete, right? There's like nothing anybody can do. I know there have been some organizations that have been fighting this, pushing it, but this is done, right? There's no other way you can maybe bring something against a former president at this point, because presumably there would be no jurisdictional reason for it.
The Constitution doesn't, it's not a limit on former presidents, it's a limit on presidents.
Yeah.
And, you know, the founders clearly didn't want the president beholden to, as they say in the history books, foreign potentates. And that's generally the idea behind the emoluments clause. But we'll just have to wait and see. You know, until Donald Trump, we never really had a president who had such extensive business interests and ties. And that's why this question had really never come up before. So we'll have to wait now.
Right. A president, Pete Williams, you're right, a president who never fully divested from those interests. Pete Williams, thank you very much. It is always a masterclass with you and emoluments. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.